everybody, it's the fricken film critic here, and today I'm going to be reviewing what I bet you didn't know was a political thriller, to a certain extent, Killing Them Softly. It follows a couple of people, mainly a character played by Scoots Mcnairy. I know, so many jokes I can make there, like Scoots Mcnair, you know, like Nair, the hair removal spray. You can be like, hey, sprayed you on my butt. Who seems to have stolen money from the wrong people when hired by a guy to hit up Ray Liotta's poker game with his heroin-addicted friend. Word gets around and Scoots' character is revealed to be the crook who pulled it off to a contract killer played by the always great Brad Pitt. And no, I don't mean in bed. You crazy. Wait, that's not what And that's it. It's a very simple story that could have been told a lot better than it actually was. The film's director, Andrew Dominik, well known for his directorial work in The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, adapted the film from the 1974 novel of the same name, hold on though, with a little twist of his own in there. He decided to go with a more political angle with this movie, and I would have been fine with all that had the political message been a little more clear and a little more naturalistic. At various different points of this movie, it feels like Dominik is trying way too hard to reaffirm the fact that this movie has a certain political stance. One that deals with the economic issues that became more apparent around the time of Obama's election in 2008. And after a while, the political subtext starts to become more of a distraction than an actual way to progress the plot forward in any way. I honestly don't think that it's hyperbolic for me to say that literally every character in this movie is either watching or listening to C-SPAN or some form of C-SPAN all the time. Dominik also wrote these extensive dialogues exchanged between characters throughout the film that, again, serve no other purpose than to just convey the film's political stance. It really ends up making you feel as if the film just should have been some sort of short film as opposed to a real movie because of how stretched out some of these scenes felt. Particularly the scenes with Brad Pitt and James Gandolfini, who plays a contract killer with marital issues and economic issues. And let me tell you something, those scenes are just straight up boring. But it's not like they were bad scenes or anything like that, they just went on for this inordinate amount of time that just felt superfluous. Although I can't actually say I was ever disinterested in the film or anything like that, because whenever a scene like those between Pitt and Gandolfini would occur, something cool would happen that would pique my interest again. The thing that would usually pique my interest would be a really well shot scene, which I think is this film's strong suit. The cinematography and the direction combined. The film just looks gorgeous, and the way that they shoot some of the violence in this film is the work of a true visionary. There's a scene where someone gets shot in their car, and it's just so visceral and graphic and detailed. It is beautiful. It's also smooth and, dare I say, soft. There's also a really cool scene where you get to see what it'd be like to be on heroin, which is, I'm assuming, not actually what heroin feels like, but is still a pretty cool scene. You know, you got your Velvet Underground playing in the background, and good soundtrack this movie has too. You also can't help but admire the consistent tone that's kept throughout this whole film. It's very somber, very dark, and I like that about it. It's like this own little unique environment that it created. But again, the problem is just that nothing ever really happens. You know, you understand what this movie is trying to say within the first 5 minutes. But I'm not gonna say, like, don't go out and see it. I still enjoyed it and appreciated it enough to recommend it, mainly because of the performances by Pitt and Scoots Mcnairy. And of course the cinematography. But overall, it's really just an okay movie. Although I will say, while many people thought that the ending was pretty anticlimactic, I'm going to have to disagree. And that's entirely due to the way in which Brad Pitt delivered that last line, which was... If I could whistle, I'd do a whistle and go, whistle, goddamn. That was a cool line. I give Killing Them Softly 3 out of 5 stars. So if you like this review, I did that a little early. So if you like this review and you want to see more reviews from me, click that little button up there that says subscribe. That'd be pretty cool, and I would know, because I'm not just cool. I'm killing them softly. I'm killing them softly. I'm killing